Howdy folks, welcome to another episode of Super Hamster Plays Kingdom Death Monster. As ever, give me a thumbs up button on this video, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well for more hobby gaming goodness and video game playthroughs. So today we're going to take a look at one of the first wave of Kingdom Death expansions, and we're going to look at the Gorm. So, as you can see, there's a list of contents, there's some new events, there's the new showdown, there's some more story events, and some nice shiny black pages. White pages even. The other black. But what else do you get in the box? Okay, so welcome back. As you can see, I have separated all of the various pieces. The only bits I have not separated are the 8 human-sized arms. I'm not sure if they need to go in a specific spot, but I thought for the moment I'll just keep them on the sprue, keep them out of the way. But these are the pieces of the Gorm itself, along with its 100mm base. So we'll put that out of the way. All I did is use my side clippers to take them off the sprue, and then went around and scraped off the mold lines using the just going along, scraping off the edge with the knife blade. Nothing very exciting, nothing you haven't seen me do before. So here are the pieces. It's a pretty straightforward kit. They go together. These 4 pieces make up the head, these 3 pieces make up the body. It all slots together and you get a disgusting, gross, weird baby. And then those arms will sit in these sockets here on each side in a sort of come into the mouth kind of. Okay, I'm going to put these pieces together in the little pieces, in their modules if you like, and we'll go from there. So step 1, I'm going to stick the inside legs on. These are the hind legs of the Gorm. And when assembled, you will end up with a pair of legs and a pair of legs. So when you're looking at these, this one's got quite a small curve, that one's got quite a big curve, so you can see it won't fit, so you won't get them around the wrong way. But as ever, our trusty mech pack polystyrene cement. Huzzah! And where's a good place to grab? Yeah, I'm not convinced there is a good place. But we'll see how that gets on. Let's go over the joints, as we do. Although it's only been a few weeks since I've done an assembly video for Kingdom Death for you guys, it's been a couple of months for me. I've recorded a lot of the assembly videos ahead of time, and just brought them out as and when they became relevant to the campaign, or in the case of the one last week, just because I'd run out of videos to post. Yeah, it's kind of sort of holiday season and things here, so things all got a bit mad. I was at a convention all last weekend, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so I'm actually quite behind on videos, so it's possible that I'm going to miss some in the coming future, but I'm trying my darndest not to. I do have a very big trip coming up at some point in the not too distant future, later on this summer, and that may well cause some issues, but again, I'm trying to get ahead of the game so that I've still got videos to post, but we'll see. You might find things will be a bit erratic for a while on the channel, with me stopping and starting series. For example, my Twilight painting vlogs have been a bit awkward to record lately, so it might be a case of they're not every week for the foreseeable, but I will finish it. I will come back. It's just things are going to be shown in slightly weird orders for a while, depending on what videos are ready to go. These real world videos take a lot more editing than, say, a half-an-hour ARC video, which you'd probably work out, if nothing else, they're twice as long, so they're going to take twice as long to edit. But yeah, right, one pair of rear legs. Just push those home. And this part of the jaw with the sort of fangs is at the bottom, and this piece with all the teeth sits on the top. There's a flat side and a not so flat side, or should I say there's a curved side and there's a more curved side on the small piece. So but the teeth, funnily enough, are pointing down into the mouth, not up into the roof of the baby's head. And you'll want to line up that one. There is a bit of wiggle room on, and consequently I'm going to want to get that into a position fairly soon. So I don't want that to set too much, but at the same time, obviously I have to. But I'm hoping that'll still give me some wiggle room when I come to putting these pieces together. Those we'll deal with in a moment. Cloaca. We have a cloaca on this guy, which is kind of odd, because he does have external genitals, but who am I to argue? Mr. Poots, you obviously know what you're doing. Perhaps you've studied these things. What do I know? Let's stick the main body together. We've got a nice bit we can hold here. Now, once we've put the two halves together, we can of course slot him in. So that's no problem. We can do him afterwards. In the meantime, we need to coat all of this flat surface in polystyrene cement. And it is a large piece, so funnily enough it's going to take a large amount of cement, and by the time you come round to doing the other half it's going to have evaporated. So don't worry about it. Just get this as quickly as we can. Remembering all the while that we can add some afterwards if we need to, but just some on the edge there, and final one down the bottom. The mould lines on this model were probably the worst of all the ones I've done, which isn't to say they were bad. It's just it's got a lot of large flat surfaces, or relatively flat surfaces, consequently gaps and edges and things needed sort of a bit of sharpening up in places, but and that's going to slot into there. So we've got a bit of a flat surface. I mean, it's curved, but it is still a flat surface. It's a smooth surface, is probably the better word, to go in there, which is going to line up with all this. And the edges of that. So grab him, get him in there. But yeah, with this being such large surfaces, I can see there being a few visible lines on this model. So we're either going to have to cover that up with our paint job, or possibly even go in and do some filler work. But we'll see when we get there. That, and we have a baby's head to slot over the top. So make sure that's all lined up. We'll go with one final layer of glue in there, and in there and there. It's not glue, it's cement. Plenty on the lip, not the lip of the mouth, but the lip of the plastic, the edge of the mouth, or the edge of the jawline, and so forth. Large baby. Now my current thinking as far as painting this is concerned is quite a sickly, pussy sort of grey-green skin, and really bright, pale, pupilless eyes. I think that should look suitably freaky. Yeah, you see what I mean about the joins. I think we're definitely going to have to do some either creative painting or some nice filler work on this one. I'll shove those teeth in there a little better. Joint sealed in. And I don't think it's that the model's poorly produced or anything, or that it's just that you've got so many large pieces that every sort of 1/10 of a millimetre tolerance is going to add up. And whenever you get big pieces, tolerances are always more of an issue. But yeah, there you go. We essentially have your baby's head and its weird elephant rhinoceros type body. I'll leave that there to set. Legs only fit in one way. The sockets are shaped and they don't fit in the wrong ones, so you can't get those wrong. Or you could, but you'd have to get it really wrong because you'd have to start hacking the model up. Do check the fit on these. When I first came off the sprue, it was a little bit tight and wouldn't sit flush, so I did a bit of dry fit work and shaving and scraping, so forth. And the right way. And again, I've got a bit of joint, so we'll go around that one with plenty of cement. Yeah, if I'm going to have a joint or a crack, whatever, I definitely want it to be on the inside so that you won't see it once the model is assembled. So that inside joint is more important, or less important I should say, than this outside one. But yeah, once it's melted and stuff from the cement, that's fine, and we'll repeat the process. Beanie bee. Yeah, so now we have a body with no legs and 4 legs with no body, and you can probably work out where we're going with this. So again, one large piece just sits in place there, so we end up with our tiny cloaca and our pair of legs. Again, you want to dry fit that. It's a little snug, it's wanting to pop off the back there, but again, once we get in there with the cement, it will be fine. So Go around all the edges because that's where the contact point's going to be. Now you may be wondering, why am I building the Gorm? Because I'm not going to introduce him to the campaign I am currently playing. Because generally speaking, you want to substitute one creature for another, and we've already fought 3 creatures. This is true. What you don't know is, I thought it would be useful for other people that are going to use the Gorm, because the Kingdom Death website has the original expansions back in stock and currently has a summer sale on as I record this. Whether it's still live by the time you watch it, I can't say. I don't know when it runs out, but the point is, the first edition, or the first original 12, I think it's 12 expansions, are out in the wild once again at non-extortionate eBay prices. So if you wanted to pick them up and use them in your campaign, you can, in which case you're going to need to know how to put them together. I don't have all of them, but I will be doing some videos on putting these guys together, and they may get in the way of me actually playing my current campaign. The other thing you don't know is my gaming group, who recently, if you'll recall, I say recently, a couple of months ago now, got absolutely stonked by the Kingsman in our campaign, and we gave up. We're looking at starting a new campaign, and I thought we'd give the Gorm a go, because, you know, weird freaky baby. We fought a lot of lions, particularly with both our campaign and the YouTube campaign, so I thought we'll go for something different. And as I understand it, the Gorm is the equivalent or a replacement for the lion in sort of terms of how dangerous it is and it's the resources that it gives you. We'll look at that perhaps another time after I've played a few games with the Gorm. Maybe I'll do a retrospective or something, but as things stand at the moment, I don't know. That's just my understanding. I've not even read his rules. I haven't unpacked his cards, as you saw earlier. It's the first time he's come out of the box. Now it looks like once you get that roughly in place, you can actually rotate it, and it now won't rotate any further. It's in the right place. The seams have all sort of disappeared. There's a slight angle to the piece, so there is he. And yeah, as you can see, there are definite lines, visible lines on this model, so we may have to do some filler work or some putty work or something just to fill him in, especially if I'm going to paint him using inks and things, because they're just going to flood into that crack and we will end up with an extremely visible joint. Not really a problem for the underside, but definitely a problem for the top of the head and the joint on the legs and so forth. You can see the curve on this guy. There again, yeah. He'll rotate into place and just stay. Yeah, it's a giant freaky baby. All that is left to do is to insert his anglerfish head thing, which does have a flat edge, so it again will only go in one direction, but that plugs a little socket on his face, and that's him in there. Again, try and hide slide that joint, get the pieces to melt. I think that will be okay. Other than the forearms, the 4 arms on each side, that's our Gorm done. So for his base, I'm thinking we're going to want him fairly near the back because of the guide, but yeah, maybe not. Maybe that's how he's supposed to sit. It is quite tall. You can get a model under there quite easily, I should think. Right, so yeah, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to let this guy dry a bit. I'm going to clean those arms, pointing off camera, these arms up, and yeah, we'll stick those in place as well. Off camera I might stick him to a base. I'm going to play around with him, get him where I want him, and then stick him on, I think. Yeah, because you can't really see that crack under there once he's assembled. It's just the ones really on the backs of his legs and the top of his head that are going to be the issue. But yeah, we'll bring him back. I'll see you soon. Okay, so I've cut the arms off. I've separated them into their appropriate sides, being left and right. And then within that, I've separated them into 2 straightish arms and 2 more bent arms. As you can see, the holes are 2 in the front and 2 in the back, and I'm thinking the ones in the front I want to be coming around, and the ones at the back I just want more open. So that's how we're going to go. But other than that, I don't think there's any hard and fast rules. They're all quite adjustable. They're sort of ball and socket joints. So yeah, let's just slap some cement into each of these holes. Again, there was quite a bit of scraping, but you know, they're long straight arms, or straight-ish arms, so it wasn't too difficult to do. It's just really a case of running a blade along the length of the arms. And yeah, now we'll swap to this up and again go with the curves. Being polystyrene cement, we get a bit of wiggle time, so I can sort of put it in place, and the glue is strong enough that it'll hold it roughly where I put it. So we can adjust things to however we want. Yeah, how's that look? I think we're looking good. So yeah, these ones I'm thinking I just want a bit more bit straighter, if you like. Not sure what the word is. Calmer? Less emphatic, maybe? Kind of a Krishna thing going on there with all these arms. think it's Krishna, isn't it? But I don't know. I'm not a religious man. Whatever side of the fence you are on that one, that's fine by me. Yeah, there's our 4. Again, I'm thinking I don't want him too far back, but I don't want him too far forward either. Because of the size of this one, I'm thinking I'm just going to use a bit of super glue to stick him to his base. So I'll just get all that out of the way. Trusty super glue. Again, from switching to super glue, we're going to have to be a little bit more careful about how we position him, getting him central and so forth. So I don't want him too far back, but that looks about right to me. Well, it did. Check he's central that way. And yeah, looks about right. Maybe a smidge over. That looks pretty central. And there you go. There is our Gorm. I wonder if that's short for Gorm less. But yeah. There he is. Thanks for watching this one. I say it's a fairly straightforward kit. When I decided what I'm going to do with those, whether I'm going to fill it or just use a bit of modelling putty or whatever, I might do another follow-up video. Or I might do that as part of the painting one, because I figure this was going to be a fairly quick paint job as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you found it useful and or helpful and or useful and or entertaining, that's the word I'm looking for, entertaining, do me a favour, hit the thumbs up button. It really does help. Don't forget to spread the word, share the video, links to the video with your family and friends who of a similar interest. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can do that by clicking on the little hamster down here, and you can follow me on Twitter, which is Supa_hamster, which is where I make most of my announcements about the channel and upcoming videos. And there we go. Thanks for watching. Supa Hamster out. Bye for now. Bye bye.
Bye.